Imagine that you wake up in the middle of the night, your heart racing, after a dream in which you have been betrayed or have betrayed someone. What does that mean? Is it an omen, a reflection of insecurities, or just an unimportant daydream? According to Carl Jung, dreams are not mere illusions of the mind, but messages from the unconscious, symbols that reveal hidden parts of the psyche. Dreaming of betrayal from the point of view of analytical psychology can indicate internal conflicts, projections of the shadow, or even an attempt by the unconscious to warn you about something you don't consciously want to see. Before jumping to conclusions about real infidelity, it is essential to delve into the depths of the psychological meaning behind this dream. What does it want to tell you? Let's analyze together what this dream can reveal about your mind, your emotions, and your journey of self-knowledge. Carl Jung believed that dreams are symbolic expressions of the unconscious, that is, images and stories that reflect inner aspects of the psyche. When someone dreams of betrayal, the meaning should not be interpreted literally, but rather analyzed as a reflection of repressed emotions, internal conflicts, and unconscious psychological patterns. Betrayal as a reflection of the shadow. Jung defined the shadow as the hidden side of the personality, those aspects that we reject, repress, or don't want to admit. When we dream that we have been betrayed, this can represent deep fears of rejection, abandonment, or emotional insecurity. On the other hand, if in the dream we are the ones being betrayed, this could indicate that there are repressed desires or impulses in our psyche. Perhaps there is a desire for freedom, a need to break patterns, or a conflict between what we want and what we feel is right. Example, if a person is in a stable relationship but feels they have lost their individuality, a dream about betrayal could symbolize an unconscious desire to reconnect with themselves. Archetypes and betrayal in the collective unconscious. Jung talked about archetypes, universal patterns that influence our psyche. Betrayal can be linked to the lover archetype, which represents desire, passion, and the need for emotional connection. However, when this archetype is not balanced, it can generate frustration, fear of loss, or destructive behavior in relationships. Another relevant archetype here is the pure eterness, the eternal youth, who fears commitments and responsibilities. If someone dreams that they cheat, it could be a sign that a part of them yearns for novelty and freedom, but is unable to integrate this in a healthy way. Betrayal as a reflection of an internal separation. Dreaming of betrayal may have nothing to do with love relationships. Sometimes the dream symbolizes an internal conflict, where parts of the self are at odds. Example, someone who always prioritizes the needs of others and neglects themselves may dream that they are being betrayed, as if their own being is cheating them by not honoring their true desires. Thus, this dream can be an invitation to look inwards and question where an internal betrayal is taking place, be it in your desires, in your authenticity, or in your journey of individuation. To better understand how betrayal dreams reflect our internal processes, let's look at some examples of common situations and their possible interpretations from a Jungian perspective. Example 1. The dream of betrayal and emotional insecurity. Anna has been in a relationship for 3 years. She trusts her partner, but recently she has started having frequent dreams in which he cheats on her with a stranger. These dreams make her anxious, and she begins to question whether there is something wrong in the relationship. Interpretation. Rather than being a prediction of the future, the dream may be reflecting Anna's insecurities and unconscious fears. Perhaps she is afraid of being abandoned or feels that she is not good enough. This feeling could be rooted in past experiences, such as a previous relationship where she was betrayed, or even in her childhood, if she faced emotional rejection. Question for reflection. Is there any insecurity within you that is being projected in the dream? Example 2. The dream of betrayal and repressed desire. Marcos dreams that he is cheating on his wife with a coworker. In the dream, he feels pleasure, but also guilt. In real life, he would never consider cheating on his wife, but the dream makes him uncomfortable. Interpretation. This dream may not be talking about the coworker herself, but about repressed desires and needs. Perhaps Marcos feels a lack of novelty and spontaneity in the relationship, or is feeling stuck in a routine that no longer reflects his true essence. This doesn't mean that he wants to cheat, but rather that there is a part of him yearning for something that is missing. Question for reflection. Have you been repressing an emotional or physical need? How could you express it in a healthy way within your relationship? Example 3. The dream of betrayal and betrayal of self. Julia always dreams that her boyfriend is cheating on her, but in real life there is no sign of infidelity. She realizes that, in her dreams, the feeling of betrayal is accompanied by a sense of frustration and sadness. Interpretation. The dream may be symbolizing an internal betrayal, where Julia feels that she is moving away from her own values or desires. Perhaps she is living a life that doesn't match her essence, or giving up her dreams to please others? Question for reflection: is there a part of you that feels you are betraying yourself by ignoring your own desires or identity? The key to dream interpretation: dreams of betrayal, like any other dream, need to be interpreted taking into account the personal context, the emotions felt, and the patterns of real life. Rather than predicting the future, they can be an invitation to look inwards and understand what the unconscious is trying to reveal. Meeting your own shadow is a learning experience that no one can avoid. Knowing that there are things inside us that we would rather not see is part of the path to individuation. Carl Jung: dreaming of betrayal can be disturbing, but from a Jungian perspective, these dreams are calls from the unconscious so that we can look inwards and understand repressed and unresolved aspects of our psyche. The big question is not, am I going to be betrayed, or do I want to betray? But rather, what is this dream trying to show me about myself? The dream is a mirror of the soul. Our unconscious communicates through symbols, and betrayal in a dream can reflect insecurity, fear of abandonment, unacknowledged desires, or even a feeling of betraying oneself by not living authentically. If the dream had a strong emotional impact, it's a sign that there's something that needs to be looked at in more depth. Perhaps it's a warning that your relationship needs more attention, or that you should explore your own desires and needs. Turning fear into self-knowledge: Jung taught that true freedom comes from integrating the shadow, that is, recognizing the repressed aspects of our psyche. Instead of running away from dreams or interpreting them superficially, we can use them as guides to self-knowledge. Questions for reflection: what emotions did this dream arouse in you? Is there any area of your life where you feel you are betraying yourself? What might your unconscious be trying to tell you about your relationship with others and with yourself? Accept the invitation to transformation. If you have recurring dreams of betrayal, it could be a sign that your unconscious is asking you to confront certain internal issues. Sometimes an honest conversation with your partner can help, but above all, the most important thing is to start a sincere dialogue with yourself. The journey to individuation is not linear. It requires the courage to face your own fears and vulnerabilities. But in doing so, you not only understand your dreams better, you also take a significant step towards your own authenticity and wholeness. Remember, dreams don't lie. They only show you what you haven't yet been able to consciously see. Listen to them, understand them, and allow them to guide you in your process of growth and self-discovery. Have you ever wondered what your unconscious is trying to tell you?